What's good, guys? Blacksmith here. Today I'm going to be talking about something that's really annoying me. It's always annoyed me, but it's still going on. People are still falling for it. And I do get it, to be honest. I get that a lot of people out there are desperate and they want to get rich quick. But guys, come on. So many of you are falling for scams that really you should not be falling for. And what I'm talking about within this capping community and within the whole world of handicappers who share their plays are crazy returns that obviously are not possible, and other things like fixed matches. I get people asking me about this all the time, guys. So let's start with fixed matches first of all. If you go and type in fixed matches on Telegram or Twitter, you're going to find hundreds, maybe thousands of groups. And the reason is, it's because people pay money hoping, even if there's a tiny % chance, that this is going to be the thing that makes them rich. It's fixed matches, you know, the game is fixed. The result is 100% guaranteed because someone's been paid off and they can't lose. Come on, guys. If that was true, do you realize that they would have the cheat code to infinite wealth? Why would they need to charge you £30 for a play? Why would they be asking you to put the play down and then share some profit with them? Why don't they have their own money to do that? And this is where it gets into the point where I don't want to slate my audience, but you need to take some responsibility. It's like if you get scammed, sometimes it's not your fault. Sometimes the scammers are very slick. But in this case, honestly, if you end up paying for stuff like that, you need to hold yourself accountable because it's obvious that it's a scam. Let's say you had a contact who was paying off a team to lose. Let's be ultra conservative here. These people claim to have fixed matches all the time, every day. Let's say you just had one a week. So it's guaranteed to win. Every play's going to win, yeah? Do you realise if you had £100, €100, $100 to start betting on these fixed matches, in a year you would be a millionaire. 100 would go to 200. The next week that would go to 400. The next week to 800. Then to 1,600. Then to 3,200. Very quickly you get to the point where you would be a millionaire. You'd be making hundreds of millions because your money doubles constantly. So why are they selling their plays for £30 if they've got the ability to turn, even if they had £1, they would be a multi-millionaire in a few months. So you need to use your brain, guys, and you need to think for yourself a little bit. Same thing with unrealistic expectations. When you see someone saying 100x, I had an argument with someone who opened their group up recently, and it was a horse race tipster who said they had won something like 98 out of 112 bets, and they were like, oh yeah, we've made, you know, 8,000 times profit. And I did the maths, and I said, okay, so you've made hundreds of millions of pounds. You do realise that doesn't make any sense, right? If you made so much money, why have you got a service selling tips? I think he was selling it for like £25 or something. It's always a small amount of money as well, which tells you it's complete rubbish. Going back to the fixed tips, look, fixed matches in sports does happen, but this is organised crime, guys. This is a very, very sophisticated scheme. There are very rare cases, like we had with the UFC with a fixed fight scandal. That was a very unique situation. That doesn't happen very often at all. You know, it's like the one scandal. I think there's been 2 others in MMA's history, in the UFC's history. In football, if that does happen on lower leagues, I'm sure it does happen, you do understand, for the people who are involved, it doesn't make sense for them to sell those plays. They make way more money by keeping it quiet, keeping it within their little group so that they can keep the scam going as long as possible. Because if 100 people suddenly bet on it, the bookie will get an alert and they will pass that on to the police. The scam will be over straight away. They do investigate anomalous bets. They do. So you're going to get a small group of people in organised crime, people who are already very wealthy, the people who buy the players off, so they've got to give the players money to accept the bribe to throw the game. So they've already got money. They don't need your money. So come on guys, don't fall for this. It's, you know, it is not something that I shouldn't have to tell you about. It's very obvious. Even if you get someone who says, like earlier, I saw someone said 86% hit rate. Really? 86% hit rate. So you would be the same thing. You would basically be, you would have hundreds of millions then if that's the case. Unless you're betting at, you know, plays that are like 1.10 odds or something like that. Most of the time it's like around about evens, the plays that people advertise. You got to understand guys, professionals make 5 to 7% ROI. The really good ones, 10 to 15%, and the very best, 20% and more. Anything that's way more than that, and that's over a long period of time, it's a scam. That is it. You need to understand that. You need to accept that, and once you accept it, then you can start going through the process of actually building your bankroll and learning how to sports bet and get a return. So many people join our service or join the group and send me questions and have this expectation that they're going to double their money every day. You're not going to even double your money every month, guys. You know, you might sometimes. We've had it definitely in months where we've made tons and tons and tons and tons of profit. But it's going to be realistically below 20% for 99% of people. For professionals, that is. So for most people, 97% of people are going to make a loss. So don't fall for the scams, guys. Stop looking for get-rich-quick schemes because it doesn't exist. Because if they were making those returns that they say, they would not need you. They would not need you. And they would be charging thousands. Probably to make it worthwhile, they would need to be charging thousands a day. So don't fall for the scams. Do your own research and do your own homework. You're intelligent people. You know that it's a scam. Stop hoping for a quick way out. There is no shortcut to wealth in this life. Everything is hard work to make a profit. There is no cheat code. You can follow a capper who does all the work for you, but it's not gonna, the returns are not gonna be what they're advertising. If you don't believe me, go and search Google. How much does a professional sports bettor make? It's gonna say 5 to 7%. So that's what you need to know. If you want to join my free group, the link's in the description. Sign up for the VIP if you want to actually get my plays every day. If you want to follow a real service with real returns, that's going to make you money long term. Because I'll tell you what, the money that you lose paying for these scammers and then lose all their bets because their bets are not legitimate, all that money you could have been spending on a service like ours and making a return. So don't get scammed and just try and do your homework, guys. The other thing that annoys me is people often will ask me these questions that they could Google and they could find the answer out very, 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 very quickly themselves, but people are lazy. Be that, you know, that extra 5% of people, that part in the group of people who actually go and look for knowledge and don't just believe everything that they're told. Be a free thinker, like I said countless times. Sports betting is about being a free thinker and ignoring the noise. So guys, change up your whole perspective, not just on sports betting, but on the world. Make decisions for yourself and don't believe all the lies and the hype.